What's going on, traders? Welcome to my stream. Today is Sunday, actually Saturday, Sunday. Just going to the recap for this week. This week was been a short week, around 4 days. The primary ticker, I think it was BMNR. I went from like $10 to like $1.60. That was like primarily the most important one, and there was a lot of shorts primarily. A lot of shorts hit daily resistance and they pretty much died. That was and some of them I actually failed to short. Is I actually was going long, sadly. So going through the P&L day by day. This was Monday. My best trade was in ARTL. I saw the downtrend break right around 9 a.m. Went long, and it actually hit around $26. Not sure what the news was, but we broke 17 and we hit all the way up to 26. Just watching for the downtrend break right here. I don't know if that thing had news or not. Oh, there we go. Positive trial data. So they have positive trial data. Next ticker was BMNR. I actually discussed this ticker in my other video, why you should not short the first day of the week. Because what happens is, once you get a ticker that holds VWAP and has news and has a clean 52-week breakout like this one, I actually did go short and then I covered into VWAP. And then I actually didn't really flip long. I should have flipped long and just held it. But we broke 16, held 15.5 up to 26. And actually went up to like 74 the day later. The ticker had news, as you can see. They had 250 million private placement in Ethereum. So that was an important news article. The stock ran. This was the primary stock of the week. Moving on to Tuesday. Tuesday, I actually woke up at 7 when I usually do. I look for a ticker that holds VWAP and is kind of breaking the trend line or breaking the uptrend. Right here was breaking 14. The 7 a.m. came, we ran to 19. So 14 to 19, that's pretty huge gain really quick. I actually questioned this setup. By the time I got in was 1451. I got out at way too early at 1590. We went all the way to 19. So I actually sold this one too soon, buying it at 14.5, and it actually went to 19. It had room all the way on the daily till 21. I don't think the news is they announced a dividend. Dividend are not really the most exciting news of all. Usually dividend are kind of like, I don't know, maybe 2 out of 5 stars, I would call it. That's Claro. The next ticker was BGLC. BGLC right here, as you can see, if I were going to draw a trend line right here, was breaking down the 14s. And the ticker was up, I don't know, like 300%. But once the trend line broke, it was under VWAP. I shorted into the bounce. You can see that right here. We had a downtrend breakdown. I don't know how much this ticker was up. Was up like 300% or something. So we break the downtrend. I short the bounce and then I cover. It ended up being, I think my best fill was 930. So I ended up hitting it ended up going to around 850 before bouncing to 16. So I definitely great at covering. After that, the ticker became we reclaimed VWAP. We didn't go up by much. and then we finally crashed. So it was a little bit choppy because we broke this downtrend, and we were supposed to reject VWAP and die off. We actually reclaimed and held a little bit, but very shady price action over here because we were over VWAP at one point, and I thought it was gonna keep going, but we just got slammed to 10. The other ticker I traded, so the Claro was one, BGLC was the second one. And as you can see here, we had a bunch of daily resistance shorts. As you can see, Weto here at 430. I mean, if you were trying to buy it, thinking it's going to break the 52-week high, on the news we had, they secured 100 million equity line with Ripple. So a lot of these companies, what they're doing, they're releasing news that crypto-related stocks. So as you might not remember, BMNR released news that they had a 250 million private placement with Ethereum. So you can see Weto is trying to piggyback over here because they secured 100 million up with Ripple. So these end up being shorts because we never broke 52-week high. They did pop, but they ended up being shorts. A couple of other tickers. The most amount of money I made in Mogo. This was Mogo trade. Could I go explaining? This was my big trade of the week. Majority was short. As you can see, so here we had another short the daily resistance went. This ticker ended up going on the second. Secures US patent. So a lot of traders tried to buy it underneath VWAP, and I was like, no. So if the ticker opens below VWAP, you should not try to buy it because most of the time it doesn't, VWAP acts as rejection, and then it sells off. So soon enough, I think somebody got caught on this big flush over here, and they were like, the market is against you, blah, blah, blah. And, Wind was pretty active in the morning. If you had my, strategy, if you had my trade ideas, you would see it on the scanner. I saw it on the scanner. I'm just not that quick to buy these things. But what they did was they ran up to resistance point and then pretty much sold off. Wind was one, and ELVS was another one. I was excited to buy it around 7 a.m. and a resistance point of 380 held really strong. And we actually kept making new highs, and we got slammed multiple times. Not sure what this company. This company also had Nasdaq extension to remain compliant. So this is another maybe 1 out of 10 stars, 1 out of 5 star news. So a dividend is probably 1 or 2 stars out of 5. This ticker regained Nasdaq compliance, and we start selling off. And then another ticker here, ATXG. Just I think I traded this one and got in, got out. This ticker, see another one. The company entered 1.3 billion term sheet to propose acquisition of 12 million bitcoins. So just because the company has news does not mean you should buy it. They're proposing to buy 1.3 billion in Bitcoin, and the stock pops and drops. It's very you have to be careful because not all news. Sometimes the worst news works out, and sometimes the best news doesn't work out. So this thing had serious news here. I think I was trading. So you can see a lot of shorts. The ticker I did make most amount of money was Mogo. Mogo was 1 second. You see here, Mogo was a ticker up a lot. it was a 20 milli float, and we just got overextended up to $4. And then pretty much I didn't think we are gonna break pre-market highs at 4 once the market opened, and then I shorted front side in the 380s, cover into the 260s, reshorted the bounce over VWAP, and then covered, and Mogo's now around the $2 range. I could have even shorted day 2 here because once this push happened, it was just down to the gutter again. I don't remember what Mogo had news of 50 million Bitcoin treasury allocation. So another billion, trillion, quadrillion. So these are companies due to Bitcoin and crypto stocks have been hot. My best trade was in Mogo short. And a lot of trades that I didn't really recognize they were shorts. Like Wind popped up to the daily resistance and sold off. ELWS popped up to the daily resistance, sold off. And I was buying them as they would be a breakout. As you can see, Weto popped up to the 52-week high resistance and sold off. So I was I didn't really, and I didn't really flip long here in BMNR. So, a lot of excitement also on Friday. Right now I'm dealing with a kind of burnout flu or something. Burnout flu, so I'm a little weak. Been taking this week a little slower than usual, even though I did make 32,000 on Mogo. But primarily I've seen a lot of long opportunities and a lot of short opportunities. BMNR was a long opportunity on Friday. LIXT was a long opportunity on Friday. And LRHC was another long opportunity on Friday. But in the beginning of the week, we did have multiple shorts. ELWS hits daily resistance, Wind. So all these sympathy momentum, once we saw the head of the snake right here, which was BMNR, just squeezed based on this, 500 million, 250 million private placement. A lot of these companies released news that they had something similar with, some crypto stock or some crypto news article. And this one, Claro Dividend, BGLC, was something, I don't remember what this one was. But this one, Weto was 100 million, Ripple, and the other ones were just, Wind, that was a patent, and this one was NASDAQ compliance, and then we had ATXG, 12 million Bitcoin. So we had a leader of the snake, which was, this was the leader of, the head of the snake right here, which was BMNR. And then these companies came with news like, weaker news, like the news was, dividend, patent news, and, Ripple, another Bitcoin thing. So, we only had one big mover that really sustained its gains. The majority of them, they just popped and they died. Majority of them. And the one ticker that I shorted was Mogo because that was just it was a no-brainer. Mogo was a no-brainer. That's about it. That's kind of like the week here. Hope you guys like my microphone. I made some adjustments to it. That was not having such great microphone. Hope my lighting in this room is not that great, so hopefully this is the best we can do for now, and we'll be starting up again on Monday. That's about it. Overall green, but it was on Tuesday there was some, we had about 5 movers over 40%, so the liquidity was very spread out. So these tickers, like what I really disliked about this week is that on Tuesday we had about 5 movers that were, liquidity was spread out. So these things were just popping and dropping. Like on Tuesday, you can see Claro, you can see BGHL, you can see Weto here. On Tuesday, BGLC was the man, right? I'm sorry, no, BMNR was the man. So this ticker, BMNR, was amazing. But on Tuesday, we had a lot of gappers that, there's a certain amount of money each and every day. Is the money flow. So when you have around 5 tickers that are gapping up over, I don't know, 70%, most of the, you have something called attention, dispersed in too many places. So these tickers ended up just being shorts, as you can see on Tuesday. These tickers were just you break the trend line, we die off. Another ticker here, we broke the trend line, we die off. Claro, BGM, and even Weto here, we try to hit 52-week high and we break up. So because of the liquidity, because attention was dispersed within 5 or 7 stocks, these tickers that had news of whatever it was, they end up selling off because you need money to move stocks, and if that money is not focused on one ticker, and it's focused on 6 tickers, the stocks fail to break out and they fail to give big move. And on Friday, because of my flu, you can see, so here there was tremendous amount of opportunity here. Like there was tremendous amount of opportunity in BMNR, just relonging it, but I kind of I didn't really have the energy to trade these. Sometimes you just don't have the energy. And Lixt, if I just held a little longer, I would have been in profit zone over here. And in the morning, I started LRHC at 8 o'clock, and I didn't really make any trades from 15 to 26. So there was a lot of opportunity on Friday, and on Tuesday there was a lot of. So on Friday I missed out on opportunity, and on Tuesday, the attention was dispersed between multiple tickers, and a lot of them became good shorts. And on Thursday, what happened on Thursday? I don't remember. I was holding my shorts too long. I was holding my longs too. When I had my big move, I was just holding, when I had my big profit day, I was holding a lot of tickers for way too long. Like, I was holding, you can see I have like WINT and ELWS. You can see WINT here, we hit the daily resistance and we sell off. I should not have held it so long. And ELWS, I failed to recognize as these were, short the daily resistance kind of setups. So, that's kind of like it. I on Thursday I was holding my longs too long when they were clearly rejecting resistance, and so that's kind of it. Tuesday the attention was spread out on 6 tickers, and they weren't breaking out; they were just stalling. Thursday I held my two of my losses too long, and but I made a big move. And Friday I had 3 opportunities and I didn't really capitalize on any of them. It's just one of those days you just don't want to do anything, because just on Thursday I was holding my longs for too long for a long, and then on Friday I was just not buying the longs that I'm supposed to make money. So it's just it's a very difficult market, dealing with losses and wins, because sometimes what worked yesterday is not going to work tomorrow. If you were long something yesterday, you want to be short the next day. If you were short something, you want to be long the next day. So market keeps on flipping back and forth with these tickers. So it's definitely challenging. It's not impossible, but challenging. And you'll need to have most amount of attention. So if you're just, if you're having a small cold or small fever, I would recommend sizing down or, not even trading at all. But I did manage to trade because that's what I do. And those were the results. Not the greatest, but I did have a big winner on, what is it? My 32K short in Mogo. So that's ended up starting the week pretty well. Other than that, see you all in my next video as well. I'll be streaming on Monday at 9 a.m. and then Tuesday through Friday for an hour around 7 a.m. Other than that, I'll be in my private Discord and see you all next week. Peace out.